Helen's been in charge of Chris's horses for a long time. She's absolutely known for her wonderful stable management, and great to see her coming into the Grand Prix dressage arena on the Schoolmaster WS Nevada. Square halt. Into the collected trot. Turning left, extended trot coming up. Curving into that. Could have been a more precise corner. Oh dear, and canted. And it may well be the choice of line. Well, it wouldn't have helped the balance there. And rescued, but that mark's going to go right down. There were quite a few strides in the trot. Sorry, out of the trot in the canter. Now the canter, the trot half pass to the right. Could be a little more weight on the hind legs. Could be a little more engaged and could flow across more freely. WS Nevada, a horse with some miles on those legs. And again, a little bit on the shoulders here. Could be more elastic, but precise enough. Although more parallel perhaps at the end. Not as clear from our angle, but into the halt, more or less square, although could have been immobile for just a little longer to show the stability and balance. Quarters tending a little bit left in the rein back. Could have been more lift and more clear steps. And another extended trot, this time with a transition coming up to the passage. Lengthening the stride, no question, but could be a little more expression in that. Very easily into the passage, just a little slight bit of swaying, but without hesitation, and the steps of passage very much the same from the beginning right up to the piaffe. Could have a little more energy in the piaffe to be even more clear diagonal steps, and managing the energy to come out into the passage. So in this case, the passage the highlight. The previous performer, Prestige VDL, highlight in the piaffe, but in this case we're seeing a stronger passage. Transition into the extended walk, a more precise line this time. Of course, we are in a position where that line is very clear to us. Could walk more through the body and have a little more shoulder freedom. But this time, absolutely clearly in walk, no risk of breaking the gait as we saw in the extended trot. Collected walk, again, more defined transition, and I'd like to see more shoulder freedom. He is just a little bit tight through his body, could be more supple and more elastic, but well ridden through the corners and waiting. We're not seeing early to passage, some riders really using the corner to help. Could have been even more crisp into the passage, and this time perhaps that right hind could step up just a little more in the passage. Stronger beginning in the piaffe and now losing the energy a little, and in the end more or less in two parts, so piaffe moving forward and then another attempt at a little bit of piaffe to get the number and out. So some tiredness perhaps coming in now. The Grand Prix is certainly hard work. A lot of lifting required by the horse and also the extensions. So the collected canter could be a little more lightness of the forehand and the nose just a tiny bit more forward, but no problems, no great difficulty achieving the work. The two-time changes, the fourth change, could be a touch more straight. Of course, we're really seeing the straightness from this angle. Probably a better view with this horse would be from the side. And now the transition to extended canter, quite precise. Lengthening of the stride, lengthening of the frame. Could be more uphill to the change. And now the difficult movement beginning on centre line. 3 jumps to the left, 6 jumps to the right, forward, sidewards, a flying change, 6 jumps to the left. Could be a little more uphill, a little more engagement, a little more carry from behind, but precise. Well done to Helen Chugg and WS Nevada. Not losing any marks there. The one-time change is waiting to begin. which may be an indication that he could perhaps cover a little more ground, could be a little lighter on the front legs there. And an interruption. So unfortunately the one-time changes not bringing in the marks that Helen would have hoped for. So a second, I must say, uncharacteristic mistake, the first extended trot, and it's no canter pirouette. It was strange to see. It looked like Helen almost didn't ask for it. We normally expect to see a little bit of a half halt on the outside rein, and it seemed to come on the inside rein, and Nevada falling back into the trot and could be a little more supple, but the judges will be giving an error of course and may also take the view that it was a second attempt. Perhaps not. Perhaps it really looked like Helen just simply lost her way. Second canter pirouette could have been a little more on the haunches, a little more centred around the quarters. Transition now to the collected trot. Smooth, but he could be a little more out to the rein, and nicely begun into the extended trot. Again, working to maintain the energy and the cadence right till the end. That's something we've seen today in the piaffe, and then in that final extended trot. Perhaps he could finish his movements with a little more strength. Again, the passage, a little more shoulder freedom perhaps, a little more lift with the front legs, coming from more strength behind, and the piaffe. Carefully gaining a little ground. The judges at E and B perhaps thinking a small deduction, but the judges, the three judges down at our end of the arena, perhaps being able to give the benefit of the doubt. Transitions achieved, and the passage coming up to the final halt, and there we see it. Could be a little more through the pole at halt. The judges now will be fine.